Thank you. Senator Welch.
Thank you very much. I have been, I missed some of the testimony, but I have reviewed it and saw some of it. I just want to start with Mr. Koppas and Mr. Latham. And I also want to say to us, much of what the farm community is facing is a result of policies that have been allowed to take place by this Congress. And we all revere the hard work of our farmers, but we've got to do some work of our own and address these policies. Both of you talked about the high input cost, and what I understand is that it used to be about 10 bucks a bushel a few years ago. It's now 11 or 12. The selling price used to be 13 or 14 a bushel, and it's now about 10 bucks a bushel. Is that right? So you're losing money on every bushel, right? And of course, you lost markets. We sold 12 billion to China. How many bushels of soybeans have you sold, either of you, to China this year?
Well, when I drop it off, I'm not sure exactly where it's headed, but to my knowledge, we haven't sold very many.
None. Right. The market is absolutely destroyed, and that is directly a result of the tariffs. So you have more patience than I do about this tariff, but this is killing these guys, and we've got to acknowledge that and get their markets back. There is discussion right now about taking some of that tariff money and sending it to farmers. And God knows I support getting some aid to farmers. But let me ask you this question. Do the soybean and corn farmers in Iowa, would they prefer to work hard and sell their product to a market or get a government handout?
Thank you for the question. We don't want to live by the government's hand. We're fine being the tip of the sword if we can correct the greater problems and have a better long-term future. Okay, we're okay with that.
But you want to be self-reliant, you want to sell, you want to produce, you want to work hard, you don't want a government handout, right?
We would like to have fair
I am
trade.
totally with you. You've got some supplemental income in your state on agricultural land. It's wind turbines, right? Those help the farmers?
We have wind turbines in our state. It's a discussion amongst different landowners, whether it's a positive or negative thing.
Okay, but the farmer makes the decision. If we, as a Congress, take away the help for wind, that takes away some income for farmers. Is that correct or not?
On the farmland that has wind turbines, that would be correct.
Right. And you know, what I know, we have dairy. That's our big farming in Vermont. Farmers are good at a lot of things, but one of the things they're astonishing at is fixing things. A headlight goes wrong on their tractor, they fix it, right? Something goes wrong. You don't have the right to repair your equipment, and it costs a ton. And sometimes you lose production time because your tractor's down and you got to wait for the dealer to come out. I am introducing today a right to repair. So if you buy a tractor, what do they cost, $250,000 now? You can fix it. You can turn the screw or do whatever it is to get the software you need. What's your view on right to repair?
Thank you for the question. The farmer needs an option to either repair himself or go to an independent repair shop if he doesn't have a relationship with his dealership.
Well, I agree with that.
We need that technology.
And I want to tell you something. I just came from Vermont. Our farmers across the country, it's Vermont, it's Iowa, you guys all work hard, okay? And you have to face all kinds of things. They're completely beyond your control. The things we've been talking about here, the tariffs, the high input prices, the concentration, so you can't do seeds on your own. Those are political decisions. Vermont right now is facing a crisis, our worst drought in 55 years, and our dairy farmers don't have the hay crop and the feed crop. You've got a lot of soybeans that are spilling over. Would you have any problem with the USDA buying your soybeans to help us get through the winter and feed our feed our animals in Vermont? One farmer helping another?
I would have no problem with that, Senator.
In fact, you'd like it, right? You'd be selling your surplus and helping our Vermont dairy farmers who are just getting crushed by the drought that's really killed them. Well, I thank you about that. You know, we've got the phosphate, as you mentioned, that's everywhere. 14% increase in price in Vermont for our farmers. They have no control over that. We mostly import it from Canada. Is that an input cost that is also going up in Iowa?
It is. On our farm, we've minimized the use of phosphate down to an absolute necessity where we have to have it.
All
It's
right.
simply a negative return. today.
Any thoughts on what I understand is going to be the administration position that we should start importing cattle from Argentina? That can help out?
Thank you for the question. On my farm, we have 10 cows. It's a small part of our farm. What I can tell you is I'm not a fan of the government dramatically changing the price of something we have. I've got a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old that are 2 cows each into starting their cow herd. And it's a tough day for them to realize the calves they have to sell to go buy more replacement heifers today are worth quite a bit less than they were 2 days ago when they're ready to go to market next week with them. So that's a tough lesson. But there again, we're not a fan of the government making those large swings for us.
Well, I'm with you. Mr. Chairman, you are our best farmer in the committee, probably in Congress. You are patient with the president, and I respect you for that. But I just want to say that I don't know him like you do, but the tariffs are really hurting us in Vermont, my dairy farmers. And this drought, which they don't complain about, it's just something they've got to deal with. We'd love to be able to get some of your surplus of grain to help our farmers who lost their crops. So they can't control the weather, they can't control a lot of things, but we can control some policies that'll make it possible for another 5 generations to keep going. So I really appreciate this hearing, and I appreciate your leadership on ag issues, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I hope
Thank
you
you.
know, Senator Welch, I've consistently expressed my views to the president's cabinet about the impact of tariffs. I don't, I hear that all the time from Iowans, farmers and non-farmers alike, and I've expressed my views to them. You bet.